about all this weather?
Record snowfall in western Japan.
The drought in Texas is reaching historic proportions.
Homes completely demolished, businesses wiped out.
At least 98 people are killed as floods sweep through the Nigerian city of Ibadan.
As ecosystems, human health, and ozone layers are being decimated around the world, tests continue to pour in showing what many are calling the chemtrail geoengineering footprint of aluminum, barium, and strontium. As we continue to see more and more aerosols in our skies, many are beginning to ask what could be some of the agendas behind these damaging programs. While geoengineers claim that their models to spray 10 to 20 million tons of toxic aluminum into our skies are to cool the planet, numerous studies indicate that adding aerosols into our atmosphere create a temporary regional cooling at the expense of an overall warming of the planet. This, along with many other developments, leads me and many others to believe that there are many agendas behind geoengineering programs. The American Association for Aerosol Research Conference in Orlando provided some clues as to what one of the many agendas could be. I met with NASA scientist Dr. Hui Su at the Aerosol Clouds and Precipitation Symposium, who confirmed that adding aerosols into our atmosphere from geoengineering programs could be used for weather control.
So if you put aerosol in the stratosphere, I'm sure it will have a strong radiative impact. And for clouds, because those aerosol may sediment into the upper troposphere, then they will impact the temperature, water vapor, and clouds. We found that they do have a lot of impact on the precipitation and cloud system and the local temperature. I think locally it has a warming effect because the aerosol absorbs, but if you put sulfate, it's actually mostly scattered. So it actually, to the surface, it has a cooling effect. But it changes the whole global circulation. It's not just you have a layer of aerosol, you block sunshine, you get this cooled surface. Then somewhere it gets like more rain, somewhere it gets less rain, somewhere it gets warmer, somewhere it gets cooler. I think the whole idea of geoengineering is really something kind of hard to control. If you want to say make somewhere like more rain or less rain, there are also people are happy or some people are unhappy. So it's just not a universal answer.
To control the weather.
It will affect weather. That's true. I think it will.
Also learned at the conference was that many scientists have noticed a recent increase in atmospheric aerosols. These findings were also noted in a recent study by NOAA. However, they failed to report on the source of the aerosols that are believed by many to be from chemtrail geoengineering programs. From the Clouds and Precipitation Symposium, I learned that aerosols in our atmosphere do have an effect on our weather, and the disbursement of aerosols could give certain corporations the ability to control our weather. Why would corporations want to control our weather? I went to Chicago and spoke with Chicago Mercantile Exchange trader Mike Agney and found out that weather is being traded as a commodity.
Weather derivatives are products that commercial hedgers would use, such as an insurance company or an energy company, to hedge risk that's associated with weather. Precipitation or a hurricane or general heating days is what they're basically called. Certain temperatures or higher temperatures are going to associate with more energy, so they're going to want to hedge that risk. Could they predict the weather, and if they could they gain financially even more so? There's no doubt that you could financially benefit if you could control it. If you can structure a product where you say, I'm going to buy insurance against it raining more than 10 inches in this area. If my risk is let's say $1 million, but I'm insuring for $10 million, and then I can make it rain and collect the premium on the $10 million, of course.
After the interview, it became clear that certain corporations can profit by corporatizing our weather. We also know that weather control is a stated agenda by our military, as discussed in Owning the Weather by 2025. Controlling the weather is a powerful weapon because it can give certain entities the ability to control every food supply and every political system. As a matter of fact, Iran's controversial president Ahmadinejad has accused Western countries of using weather control to create droughts in Iran. Owning the weather is a very effective tool because it allows certain governments and corporations the ability to consolidate power into the hands of a few. With all of the negative consequences of geoengineering, we need to ask ourselves if we are willing to allow a few to gain enormous power at the expense of many.
Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why? I don't wanna see you die. I just wanna see your smile, baby. When you look up in the sky, yeah, me can see clear. Blue skies are gonna white. Lines up here, them say it's natural, me not believe them. Them say it's vital, me not listen to them. So I don't wanna see you die, I just wanna see you smile.